Hello, welcome to a new episode of Geek Lunch Me. I'm your host Chris, as usual. Hope you're all well. Now, the big news this week, I suppose, it was all the stuff coming out of Star Wars Celebration, the big event happening in Anaheim. I think it stopped for a couple of years, obviously, because of the pandemic, and is back. We'll go on to that in a minute. We'll just get the rest of what's been happening around. So first of all, it was announced that Disney Plus will be getting a new Daredevil TV series. Probably not that much of a surprise, what with him turning up in Spider-Man No Way Home. But yeah, they're going to be doing a new series. No other details yet. I imagine obviously Charlie Cox is going to be reprising his role. Yeah, so that'll be coming at some time in the distant future. There's obviously loads of Marvel series coming before that we know of. So that's going to be quite a while yet. We've got Ms. Marvel coming in just over a week, I think. So that'll be the next one. We got the first trailer for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. They were filming them, I think they were filming them both together, but I think they are still filming Part 2. So yeah, it does exactly what it says on the tin. It looks like a Mission Impossible movie. Big stunts, chase scenes, and Tom Cruise doing his Tom Cruise run as only he can. So yeah, that is coming out. I think that's been put back till next year, isn't it? That's not still coming sort of next June-ish, I think. But yeah, we do like a Mission Impossible movie. I must admit, I prefer them to the Bond movies. I think they're more fun. I think that Daniel Craig I just find a bit dour, and I find Tom Cruise and his team, Simon Pegg and that, I find them much more fun to watch. I think Hayley Atwell's joining them this time around as well. So yeah, we're looking forward to that one. We also got a trailer. I must admit, this caught me completely out of the blue. 3,000 Years of Longing is the new movie from George Miller, of course, absolutely legendary Mad Max creator. Yeah, I didn't know this is it has premiered at the Cannes Film Festival, and it is basically Tilda Swinton effectively finds a genie in a lamp and rubs it, and out comes Idris Elba as this genie. She gives her three wishes, as is the usual thing, but she's reluctant. She says in the trailer, genie stories are always cautionary tales of things that go wrong. So I think it looks like he then sort of tells her his sort of stories that have happened to him in the past and what's happened to people that have had these wishes. It looks beautiful. Completely flying under my radar. I assumed he was in pre-production on Furiosa, the prequel to Mad Max Fury Road. But yeah, he's done this film as well. I didn't know nothing about it. It's now it's coming to us later this summer. Only at the cinema, as it says in the trailer. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that now. And he is now working on Furiosa and also the sequel. I think it's called The Wastelands. Which will be the sequel to Mad Max Fury Road. So hopefully it doesn't take him as long to get those out there as Fury Road did. But yeah, so that is coming as well. So yeah, on to Star Wars Celebration. So it's all been happening over in Anaheim, and the sort of news we got, it's a bit disappointing. I think the problem is there's no obviously big cinema release in line. Taika Waititi's movie in 2025 is the next one that seems to be coming. So usually these events hang off of like whatever their next big cinematic event is. There isn't one, so they obviously went with the TV. Well, they had the first day they had a panel which they called it the Lucasfilm panel, which sort of led one to believe that it was going to cover other projects, not just Star Wars. And sure enough, so the first we did get the Andor trailer, which I said we would probably get because it's coming out 31st of August is the date they've given us. And yet it looks really good. It looks like Rogue One, which is not surprising. It's from Tony Gilroy, who beefed up the Rogue One script and the reshoots. So yeah, and it looks exactly like Rogue One, which is fantastic. I love Rogue One. I think it's one of the best Star Wars movies they've done. And it also was announced that it's the first TV show, Star Wars TV show, that doesn't use the volume, that big wall of LED screens they've got that they've used on Mando, Book of Boba Fett, etc. They've actually gone out and filmed. I know there was a lot of filming up in the north of England, and you can tell it looks a lot more cinematic. It's not to say you can't do that with the volume, because obviously we've had the first two episodes of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, which does use the volume, and I thought, especially episode 1 looked very cinematic. I don't know if it was Deborah Chow's style of shooting, but I'll do a review of Obi-Wan in a separate show, and I'll do obviously Stranger Things as drops as well, which I'm working my way through. So I will drop some videos reviewing those. Obviously, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You'll be helping us out a great deal. But yeah, getting back to Andor, I was surprised that there isn't a lot of Andor in the trailer, considering he's obviously the total character. There's only a couple of shots of him. The rest of it, we get to see that the Empire is slowly subjugating the entire galaxy, and obviously the birth of the rebellion that's going to spark out of that. So I am looking forward to that incredibly. 31st of August. They then told us that Mando Season 3 was not coming this year. It will be dropping in February the 23rd. Something else I said would probably happen. And they did show apparently a little bit of footage of Mando 3 to the people in attendance, but they did not put it on the YouTube stream that they were doing, which they do occasionally at Star Wars Celebration. They do keep some things only for people that are there. But apparently it did show that Mando goes to Mandalore, and I think there were some shots of Bo-Katan sitting on a throne. So yeah, good stuff. So that's going to be February 23. They also announced that the John Watts, the guy that did the last Spider-Man trilogy, who was going to do Fantastic Four, but dropped off for that. Well, the reason he dropped off for that is because he's doing Skeleton Crew, which is going to be set after Return of the Jedi. Jude Law is going to be in it. It's coming out next year, and it's going to be about a bunch of kids lost in the galaxy. It sounds a bit like Goonies in space, which I'm all for. So I think it might be aimed at a slightly younger audience, but something a bit. I think they compared it to the Clone Wars cartoons for a younger audience, but obviously people of all fans of all ages can enjoy. So yeah, Jude Law, bit of a surprise. Didn't see that one coming. But that's Skeleton Crew, which we will get next year. They also announced we'll be getting Tales of the Jedi, which was been rumoured for a while, is going to be an animated sort of anthology. That's coming late this year. I read somewhere that it's probably going to be set during the prequel era, so it'd be just different standalone tales of different Jedi. There was a Tales of the Jedi comic book from Dark Horse Comics back in the day, which was also a similar thing. Mostly, I think they concentrated on Jedi from sort of thousands of years ago in that one, if I remember rightly. But yeah, and possibly this is going to be prequel. We also got the trailer for Jedi Survivor, the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, the video game. That is coming next year. Looks like it's only coming on the next gen consoles, so not coming out on like the PS4 and the old Xbox. It will be the next level. We didn't get any gameplay. It's a cinematic trailer. I will drop the trailer, a link to the trailer in the description below, as always. Then we got, so this was going, veering away from Star Wars, because there wasn't really enough Star Warsy news to fill the panel. They showed the trailer for Willow, the series. I think it's a sequel to the movie, and gave a date, 30th of November. That's coming to Disney Plus. Now, I must admit, I like Willow, but it was never massively. I was never a huge fan as a kid. Obviously, I'm a big fan of fantasy, and obviously it had the Star Wars connections and the visual effects by ILM. Obviously directed by Ron Howard, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I did watch it again during one of the lockdowns because it was on Disney Plus, and the effects work and that still holds up. It still didn't really gel with me. This is it's a good solid fantasy film. And we're getting this. We're getting this series as a sequel, so I will check it out. I know the Willow has got its fans, so that is coming as well. And then they brought out John Williams, who played the theme that he's written for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. He doesn't do all the music for the whole show, but he's done the theme, and he brought out and played the theme with an orchestra, which would have been lovely to have seen that. He then started playing the Raiders March, and out comes Harrison Ford. I was convinced that at that point that they were going to show the first teaser for Indiana Jones 5. But instead, they wheeled out Harrison Ford. They did all this, and they literally showed this one image, and that was it. That was your lot. which was a bit of a disappointment. It looks good for what it is. It's Indy in some in some subterranean cavern, which is exactly where you'd expect to find him. Classic silhouette, the hat, the whip. It looks great. But obviously still doesn't give us a feel. The film obviously isn't coming out till, they did give us a date, was the other thing, June the 30th next year. So we've got a definite date. Obviously we've had definite dates before that kept changing. So yeah, June the 30th, Indy will be back. Yeah, and this image is all we have to keep us going until the teaser trailer drops, which probably won't be for months and months. I think, is it the D23 sort of convention they do, celebrating all things Disney and that for the shareholders? That'll be later in this year. I would suspect we may get a teaser for Indy 5 then. That is about it for the news this week. As I say, I will drop another video for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'll do a review of the first 2 episodes, and I'll as soon as I've managed to binge all of Stranger Things season 4, sort of part 1, is it the sort of 7 episodes that we've currently got, I'll do a review of that as well. I have just dropped a video restoring another vintage Kenner Stormtrooper figure, so if that's your bag, check that out as well. Until next time, eat geek and be merry.